Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be working with panels. Do you have lots of panels? Seen panels that you like but didn't know what to do with them? There's all kinds of panels out there, as you can see behind me. So get your panel that you like, that you're not for sure what you want to do with, and let's make something with it. So like I said, today we're going to take this panel and we're going to turn it into a throw. It's going to be a throw that I'm going to put on the back of my couch and display in the fall through winter time. When I look at this, I see a scene from a window out of the cabin out in nature, and so that's what I'm going to replicate today. I'm going to show you how to take a panel just like this, measure it, cut it, to be able to make a quilt similar to this, which is called the attic window. So in this quilt behind me, it was a panel with squares, rectangleish in them, and then we made individual windows per se with them. This one is going to be one big window. So let's get started on measuring this and planning out how to create the window effect using small window panes. These ones are bigger. We're going to use some small, narrow ones to make it look like you're looking out a window of a cabin. Just create with fabric and floss. So what I like to do is lay my panel out, grab a notebook and a pencil. I have a flexible tape measure, and then I have acrylic 6.5 inch ruler so I can be able to measure. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to see how much workable surface I have. I know I don't want this black border on there. So I'm going to measure from the red border to the red border. And that's about 39.5. And then I'm going to do it the same way, go in the other direction. That's about 29 inches. So I write that down. Now I have to figure out how big I want the window to be. As you saw on the quilt behind me, they were already cut for me, and I just had to, cut around. And so you want to look and see, like this one has this moose. If your panel has a face, you want to make sure you don't cut into them, or you're going to have kind of an odd shape creature. So I know I want my moose as one whole window pane looking through. So I took my ruler and kind of measured, and I know that it will fit in a 6.5 inch square. So that means I need to cut my squares at 7 inches. So the first thing I need to do is make sure I have 7 inches on this front before the moose. And I do. And then I'll be able to move it over, and cut it and have my 7 inches there. So now what I need to do is make sure and see how many I will get from each, how many squares I can get out of this. So it looks like I can do 5 across, and that will give me 4 inches to play with. So I can cut and have, so it's not on this other side. And then I'm going to get 5 going the length, and then we're going to get 4 going from top to bottom. And then we'll just have a few inches that's kind of play with. The next thing that you need to do is to figure out how big you want your window panes. If you stuck with me this long, maybe hit that like button and share it with a friend, someone that may want to learn how to create using panels. So in this quilt behind me, I made them at 2.5 inches. So you want them to go with how big your blocks are. You wouldn't want this long or fat of a window pane with just that small of square. So we're going to cut ours down. So you just need to decide. And I make this simple. Yes, you can make miter corners here, but we're going to do it a simpler way and make half square triangles. So you don't have to worry about all that extra, and you can be able to save. So we picked out our colors of our fabric. So we have a dark brown and kind of a tan. And those are the colors that we're going with. And so when I looked at my pattern, you have to look and see which way the sun or the light is coming in. So we get out this panel that we're working with. We can tell by looking at the moose that the light is coming like this, because this has the highlights where that is, a darker color. So we know it's coming this direction. So when we design our paint, we want to make sure that we have the light coming in the right direction. So on our moose panel, we're going to actually be switching these panes around. We're going to have the light color, which is going to be our tan, is going to be coming on this side, because the sun in the light is coming like this. And then this will be our dark brown. And so I know we want a smaller pane. And this can vary depending on your panel that you're using and the size of your blocks. So mine is going to be, I'm going to cut them at 1 inches. We're going to have, no, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut them at 1.5 inches. We're going to have a 1 inch strip for our window pane. Then I'm looking to see what kind of border. We're not adding these in. So what kind of border do I want? So I'm going to do a thin border, which will be this tan all the way around. But I'm going to be using black. And I'm going to use that as a 1 inch as well. So it's going to be just a thin border. And then from there, you'll design what you want for your outer border. And I picked this beautiful mustard color. And we're going to have a 3-inch border. And then I'm going to also use this same fabric as my back and my binding so it all blends in together. So that is how I tackle taking a panel that I like, that I feel that it is something I see through a window and want to make it into an attic window type quilt. Now, most of the time, the panels will go like this, and that's how you would make them. But don't be intimidated and feel, oh, I have to have a panel that's going vertical. Because I'm going to show you in the next video how to take a horizontal panel and create a beautiful attic window or window pane quilt. If you made it this far in the video, clear to the end, I appreciate you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much to me. Maybe hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And be sure to check out the video or playlist that I have right here, Working with Panels, so you can see the other quilts that we have designed by that we have created by using different types of panels. Or here's another video that YouTube feels that you may like. So until then, happy quilting, my friends.